Not even live yet. People, deluded. I'm back again. You know this man's face. He's a good friend of mine. Happy to finally have him make his debut. What are you telling him, my guy? Introduce yourself if they don't know you.
Man. Come on, man. Saeed from United Central. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Man is here, you get me? And yeah, man, just trying to make it in the game, you feel me? Whatnot. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on, bro.
Minor, man. Make it in the game. You're going viral every week, bro. I'm seeing you on Twitter, Insta, the rest of it, fam. They love you.
We're there. For the wrong reasons, though. Come on.
No, man. If you wasn't talked about, there'd be a problem, innit? You're doing something right, my guy, man.
Yeah, man, come on.
People are on to you. It's not a roasting thing, my guy. It's not a roast. It's not a roast.
No, come on.
Dude, fam. I'm here to dissect the game. I realize before I jump into it, people, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you follow my man and do everything on this thing as well. Like he said, we're trying to make a name for ourselves and make it a game. Support everybody locked in. Big up Lauren, you know, come on, man. See, he's always getting love out here.
Come on. Big up Daniel, man.
He's everywhere. He's a moderator for man still. All right, let's go, man. Talk to me about the game, bro. Just let your thoughts off, man. What comes to mind? Man United 0, Arsenal 1.
You know what, man? I was gassed before the game, man. I called it a day to just end the rivalry with the Arsenal, man. You know, I'm trying to say to you, let's end it today. Let's take them out of there. I think we're under up. You know what I mean? I thought our players we've got, no disrespect to the players of Arsenal got, and we're superior in every level. And we might not be the manager, but I thought on players, on paper, I thought we were superior. But you know what, man? I got a slap in the face, man. I got humbled, mate. And you know what, man? Humble pie, man. You know what I mean? We got outclassed in every department, mate. Arsenal outclassed us in every single department. And you know what? I was shocked, man. I really was, man, because I didn't expect this, man. I didn't expect Mohamed Al-Neni to turn into prime, you know what I mean? Prime Zidane, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Mohamed Al-Neni, Boston midfield. You know what? People talk about Partey. You know what? He was unbelievable in that game, but Al-Neni, mate, unbelievable game he had, man. You know, every single time Man United tried to get somewhere, he was there to, to cover it up. Every time we went to go somewhere, there to clean it up. And Man United, I said it before the game, they'll struggle. If Arsenal were to sit back against Man United, I called it before the game, I said, Man United will struggle. And Arteta studied the game. Ollie, everyone knows my opinion about Ollie, but Arteta understood the game. He adapted to the game. And you know what? He went with the tactics that were absolutely perfect. You know what I mean? We played with a diamond. The diamond didn't work. You know what I mean? But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did not change it in one part of the game. He almost probably underestimated Arteta. You know what I mean? Did he think that United would have one chance? Sorry?
I said that's one thing I was getting is like when it was clear that we was probably having more of the ball than we expected, he didn't react to that. Like you had 4 men in midfield, how did you lose it sort of thing? It don't make sense.
No, he's a pragmatic manager, man. For me, I've called him, man. I've called him to be sacked for about a year, mate. I've called him to be sacked for a year. And that game was evident, mate. You know what I mean? You've got the players on the pitch. You know, people are talking about he's not been backed. This guy's been backed. 200 plus million he's been given. Pogba. You give a team Pogba, Bruno, Donny van der Beek. You know what I mean? Martial, not Martial for the game, but Rashford, Cavani, Juan Mata on the bench. You know what I mean? Fred in that midfield. You've got quality. Mason Greenwood. You've got quality attacking players, mate. And you can't get the best out of your players, man. That just shows you. The whole game, no player was good enough on that team, Man United team. There was no player that was good enough. What does that say to you? Where do you look then towards some guidance? It's the manager. Then the manager has to be told, listen, where can you motivate these kind of players? Can you get them to raise up to the game? When you can't do that, and when you're failing to motivate these players, it's time for you to go. It really is. You know what I mean? For me, the kind of the milk's gone stale with Ollie. It really has, man. The hype's gone, and when the hype goes, I'll be real, man. You know when the hype goes here, and tell you, man, when the hype goes here, and you see the football for what it is, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for me doesn't have it, and that's no disrespect, man. The guy is a legend of the football club. He has scored the most crucial goal in our history. You know what I mean? I get it, man. But what you've got to realize is you got to pick the player from the manager. And as a manager, he's just not good enough in all levels of department. For me, tactically, people say that he's got tactics, but one-off game, I want to see consistency, man. As a top manager, you've got to be consistent. You know what I mean? Yes, you could do it. You know what I mean? PSG, but when he plays a game, and it's toe-to-toe, man-to-man, he can't do it. He's seen it every game. When there's a game where he has to have the onus to win and go and attack the team, he doesn't do it.
That's what bro. I was getting that because Serge cut you off, but I was getting that because it's like he didn't react. It's like we're having loads of the ball, you know, and you're just not reacting. You're not changing things. And for me, taking off Fred symbolized that, because if you take off Fred, I get it. He's on a yellow card, but why are you bringing on Mike? I didn't get that.
That infuriated me, man. That just showed what kind of a manager he is. You know what I mean? Yes, I understand Quan Mata. You know what I mean? He's not the best player in the world, but you know what? He'll give you something. If a top manager, they would have brought in Quan Mata and Van der Beek and Cavani, all attacking players. Yes, he bought the latter as two, but he bought a Matic. What was the need for Matic? What you would have done is, if you're a top manager and you wanted to win the game, you would have risked a midfielder. You would have gone with one midfielder there, man. Let McTominay sit, whoever is in there. Let the person sit. Then you've got 4 attacking players. Yes, Bruno Fernandes has had a poor game. But you know what? You're trying to win the game. You're trying to win the game. And you take him off. I don't understand it. The balance isn't there. You know what I mean? He's playing Donny van der Beek. You know what I mean? Sorry, Bruno Fernandes in a position where he is not disciplined enough. Bruno Fernandes, for me, is not a disciplined player. Then he's playing Poch at left back. You know what I mean? It's all going wrong. It's not going. Every time, you have a team and you play a game, you have to base it on different games and adapt it. He's not adaptable manager. What you feel against RB Leipzig, that won't happen against Arsenal, because what they've done is they got one of the best defenses in the league. So what do? You go and counter attack that and think, you know what? Right, I'm going to go and attack this game. I'm going to go for it now. I'm not going to sit back and wait for Arsenal to pile the pressure on us. We're going to go at them and we're going to have risk in our game. Because then at least then Arsenal will be like, wow, this game's a bit of a, you know what I mean, basketball match. Let's just try the basketball match.
Calm down a bit.
And then you draw the team in. But when you just almost like, you know what? Yeah, we'll nick a 1-0. Nah, man, it don't happen like that, man. It don't happen like that.
And it's sad, man. It's like that was probably the most toothless United performance I've seen at Old Trafford in the league against you. Like, I mean, you know, you wouldn't know. For me, you just look second best. And the crazy thing is, you had an extra day's break. It's like when we look away from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was the not to single out players, because like you said, everyone was poor, but who was the poorest, if there was, just in terms of trying to learn as to from a United perspective what was going on in you lot's head.
I think, you know what, man, I can't really point playing, man. I think everyone was bad at each other. I really do, man. And you know what? For me, that just shows how poor, you know what I mean, how poor of a night it was, and the manager got it absolutely wrong, mate. You know what I mean? People were singing Diamonds Are Forever, and you know what? It baffles me, man. You know what I mean? Like, for me, everyone knows me. I was on Rancher's channel. I called it, Man United don't know their identity. Everyone's saying Diamond 5 at the back's the best way. Listen, mate, you can put anything on that picture. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does not know what he's doing. You know what I mean? I call for 4-3-3. I balance in midfield. Then you got your width, Then you got your attack going there. It's a simple game. And Man United are doing that. But what we've got to do is, we've got to protect people. We've got to make sure people look better in what they're doing. You know what I'm trying to say to you? For me, Bruno Fernandes, can play in the number 8. But what does he do? He forces him in the number 10 role. What happens then is, if he plays Pogba and Bruno in the same game, one of them is lacking discipline. Two of them lack discipline. Then the balance goes off. And then it's like, you know what? We can see them all. Then he goes to 5 at the back because he believes it's not working for him. Then he almost cowardly gets out of there. Then he goes with a diamond formation that, yes, it works in certain games, but you've got to be adaptable. As a top coach, you've got to be adaptable to different games, different styles of play. You know what I mean? You can't think one thing's going to work right for another thing. You know, you've got to change it around.
Thing,
You know what I'm trying to say to you? The more you do that as a manager, the more you can get the best out of the players. But when you're, you know what I mean, you're trying to think that, oh, you know what, a diamond will work against a 5 at the back. Like, he knew Arsenal always going to play with a 5 at the back. You just knew it.
You knew he was going to Old Trafford with that.
So why do you think, let me just look at the history of Arsenal. Let me see how they played against Man City. You know, how can we counter-attack that? How can we go about that? You know what I'm saying to you? How can we not do this, man? And it's there, you know what I mean, same old, you know what I mean? Like, it's for me, it's not changing. The same naivety as he is, as he was when we lost to West Ham away, Newcastle, Bournemouth. It's the same old, mate. And for me, I'm just looking at it, and I think another manager of credentials will get the best out of his players, mate. These are not rubbish players, man. These are good international, top internationals in there.
They're definitely not
talent. They're not as bad as people think. And with this league, this league is crying out for someone to really challenge. Liverpool are coasting at the minute without Van Dijk. They're coasting. They're getting 2-1s, 1-0. There's a team there that needs to get the game by the scruff of the neck and challenge them. And it can be done. Man City are not the same as what they were. Aguero's out. Jesus is out. A team is set up to go and do that. And I believe with our squad, it's as good as anyone's, man. But what happens is, you've got a manager who, for me, cannot get the best out of them. And that is the biggest you know what I mean, sadness about it all, mate. It really is, because it's almost now, is it a waste of a season now? Because I don't know if we'll ever get better than this, man. Everton away, I don't know the formation. I don't know the tactics. I don't know the system. I don't know the personnel. You know, I don't know if we're going to lose, win or draw. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on.
So what's the target for the season then? If you say if it is a write-off, and Ollie, we don't know if he's going to go, even though he probably should. Where do you go to? Like, what would be a good season for you? Because bearing in mind, mathematically, everything's still to play for.
But for me, when I asked the fan base, I asked it on my stream. I said, "What do you want as a fan base, as a Man United manager?" And for me, there was a lot of top fours and whatnot. But I said to myself, "Is that another?" And for me, that's another failure, man. Because we should be winning trophies. He should be winning either an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. One of them two. It has to be a trophy. Then you got to look at maybe going far in the Champions League, maybe quarters. I say quarters, yeah. We're just about right in quarters. Then you look at the Premier League. You've got to be within 10, 5, within single digits of Liverpool. 10 points maximum, man. You cannot be 15, 20, 30 points away from Liverpool. It's not good enough, man. It really, really is not good enough. As a Man United fan, to see Liverpool like already 9 points behind us. And I know we've got a game in hand, but is that game in hand guaranteed? I'm not too sure. I just want to see consistency. And with this manager, I'm not seeing any of it. I've not seen it for the last 2 years. He's had 100 games, no style of play, no system.
Yeah, it was his 100th game, innit? Wow.
You know, it was his 100th game. I've not seen the same, consistency in the manager. You don't know his best 11. You know, he keeps tinkering around with it. One game, it would have surprised me, against Everton. He brings in Daniel James and Kwan Mata. It would have surprised me, because that's the sort of manager he is. He's always looking for ideas. It's almost as if he's always tinkering around. It's almost as if he keeps doing it. You know, when you're in chemistry lab and you keep finding other solutions. He's almost as if it is in a chemist lab, mixing bare things all together and just hoping for the solution. You know what I mean? You never do that, man.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. What's it? All right, cool. I hear you're frustrating on Ollie, but it's like, if you had to, what's your 3 most frustrating things about the guy, Carl? This is how I felt about Emerick, and I tried to whittle it down. Kind of struggled. For me, the biggest one is the naivety, man. You know what I mean? He's naive manager because he doesn't see things as clear daylight, man. You know what I mean? The game against, for me, the biggest one would be the game against Tottenham. It was 2-1 it was 2-1 after Martial was sent off. It went to 4-1 at halftime. He could have easily just shut up shop, said, every man defend, sit back, let's make it as difficult as you can. Let's do it. Get into halftime, Tottenham might be frustrated, put the pedal off, and then might get a reaction out. What happened is open expansive football. 4-1, game was over. Game was absolutely over. The second one for me is that I've still not seen the style of play. I really haven't, mate. I don't know if it's counter-attacking football. I don't know what his style of play is. Is it counter-attacking football? It's not possession-based. You know, we never dominate teams. We never, ever dominate games. You know what I mean? It's almost a case of individual brilliance. You know what I mean? And the third one for me, I just feel like it's not good enough. It really isn't. From the backroom staff to now, it's not good enough, mate. He's got no help from the backroom staff. He doesn't seem to be learning on the job. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can say, yeah, but we beat PSG, we beat Leipzig. That shows he's got tactics. Nah, mate, he's not learning on the job, and that's the worry for me. If he was learning on the job, mate, he would get, after 100 games, you would see something. This is the same level of manager, that I spent 250 million in 2 years. You know what I mean? He's just about got more wins than Van Gaal's era, and Van Gaal spent less than him. You know what I'm trying to say to you? And at least Van Gaal, you could see what he was trying to do. 5 of it, you know what I mean? Playing from the back. It didn't work out most of the time, but you could see it. Playing out from the back. A style. He believed in his style. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't have no belief in himself. That he has a style. He has something. You know what I mean? He doesn't have nothing. He doesn't believe in himself to say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. This is a project at Man United. I'm going to make sure. And the ambition of himself as well. He doesn't have an ambition. He has not once come said, we are challenging for the league this year. Or we are going for this trophy. We are here to do. Have you seen what he said after the comments? You should have seen what he said. What did he say? I heard he's trying to have excuses in that.
He come up apparently with the same excuse about, it's taken a while for last year for us to, gel together and whatnot. And he said it's took us about 10 games for us to get, into. And I was like, wow, man. You know what I mean? I thought, this is what it's a cop-out, basically. And it will be a cop-out because he's a legend of football club. He has got that in him to say to people, you know what, believe in me because I'm a legend of football club. And someone said it there, Patty's Vibes FC. That's all we are, man. You know what I mean? Vibes FC.
Hey, big up Patty, man. Big up everybody locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. I don't know why, but I think I see a super chat. Nick, thank you very much.
Big up.
That means a lot, man. Let me talk to you about Paul Pogba, my guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of them. I have to get a United fan because, you know, when you hear that name, you either love him, you hate him. It's a bit like Ozil and Arsenal. He polarizes opinions. What's up with Pogba? If there is anything, what's going on with him?
Pogba, man, I don't know, man. For me, it's kind of a love story, mate. You know what I mean? You want him to do well. You know what I mean? I still back him. I still think he's one of our best attacking options. I really do. I think, you know what I mean? I think he's been in the wrong culture for the last 6 years. He's been here. You know what I mean? How long's he been here? Since 2016.
He's been here for a minute still.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years, something like that. Four years been at this football club, and it's been, for me, it's been in the culture where it's just been lacking, mate. You know what I mean? The whole culture. You look at him and you think, has he fulfilled his potential? No, because the trophies that are there, I mean, the Europa League, Carabao Cup, 2 trophies for a player like Paul Pogba. And anyway, it's just a lack of consistency. People want the best from him. People want him to change the game. People want him to assist goals. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, you know, have we come to has the price tag hurt him? I'm not too sure, but I just feel like, you know, with him, you know, it's gonna be one of them fairy tale stories that might not be the end that people want, and it's really, really sad. But I just feel like, you know, a lot of people want him to do box to box. A lot of people want him to be further forward. A lot of people want him to do, you know what I mean, tactics. You know what I mean, do certain things that he can't do really. You know what I mean, defending. A defender's another option. He's not a DM. You know what I mean? People, Ollie was playing him as a DM. If he doesn't know Ollie, Paul Pogba DM, what do I know then? You know what I mean? As a fan here, I'm telling them, everyone, he's not a DM, but then the manager's telling him who gets paid a lot of money. You know what I mean? So it's a culture problem for me, man. The football club has absolutely stunk the place out, man. You know what I mean? Any player could come in. Look at Bruno now. There's a divide now. Should he start? You know what I mean? That's what's happening. When everything is bad in the culture, you pick on players, and that's what's happening right now. Because end of the day, we've not got no trophies. No trophies to show for it, man. If we had trophies to show for it, and then if you had Paul Pogba winning a Premier League here and there or something like that, you know what I mean? Something of quality. Then you would say, you know what? Yeah, he's been an all right player, but he hasn't got nothing to show for it. And a player of Paul Pogba's quality, it's not good enough for him himself. He'll tell you more than himself. He said it's not been a good, successful tenure at Man United. But he'll know it himself. He will know it.
It's like when I pictured Paul Pogba, I guess the best ending or best thing that could have happened is he comes back, he returns from academy boy, returns home, he win the league, obviously champion the bonus. I don't think he's been a flop. I don't think he can control.
No, he's not a flop. No, it's not a flop.
Like you said, the culture, I see a bit of that at Arsenal. It's like you see people, some man just see Pogba price tag. He should be scoring 20,000 goals, defending everything, scoring everything. And to a degree, even if it went right for him, he would never fully convince everyone. Like I'm sure even legends at your club at a time, there's probably been someone that's had something negative to say. It's a bit weird. But you mentioned Bruno, yeah, and obviously I'm not a United fan, so I don't know you lot's thing like that. But you mentioned there's a divide. There's a should he start, should he not? I know he played woeful against us, so I guess that kind of highlights things. But you know, he seemed to be a man in form, making the difference. Sometimes his goals or penalties might have clouded performances, but generally doing all right. Why is there a divide with my man?
I think it's just one of them, mate. I think again, you know what I mean, we've been looking for the perfect number 10. What has happened is, for me, best player since he's come to the football club, you know what I mean, since January, mate. He's absolutely been our saviour. I'm not going to deny that, mate. He's been an absolute quality player. But when you actually delve into it, and the addition as well of Donny van der Beek, it's just created a kind of it's been a tense feeling, man. You know, it's almost now if he has a bad game, Donny van der Beek should be starting.
Man, onto him.
What it's going to be. Man, onto him, and you know what? Sometimes it can be justified because these guys are paying money. We're all playing, you know, subscription. Our heart is in Man United. It's invested. We've become an investment in Man United.
Emotionally attached.
Emotionally, that's the word. Emotionally attached to it. So of course you're going to be reactionary because you want what's best for Man United Football Club, and that is the problem for me. Bruno Fernandes, yeah, what he's not doing is not being the disciplined number 10, and he's sticking with position. One time you'll see him right back, centre back. You know what I mean? You'll see him on a DM role. You see him right wing, everywhere. There you go. It's not disciplined as a number 10, and that's why we're not scoring goals. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're thinking, right, that should be where number 10 should be, and that's why there's a division now between who should start. You can't fit them all in. You can't fit Pogba, Bruno. You can't, because you know why? The manager won't do it. The manager won't fit all them three in without putting McTominay, Fred, or Matic in there. It just will not happen, mate. It will not happen. Simple as that. But listen, I love Bruno, man. I feel still as a quality player. I still think he's a starter, but you got to have the balance, man. Donny has to know that sometimes when Bruno's having a bad game, I'm going to be on that pitch.
Yeah.
But if it's a case of favoritism, then listen, it's going to be a toxic atmosphere because then Bruno will be targeted and said, listen, he's having a bad game, get him out. They don't feel the pressure. And then sometimes the pressure can wear on you, man. It can really wear on you.
It can be too heavy. And I mean, when you play for United, rivalry aside, you've got to be able to take pressure. You've got to be confident because like times like this, there's going to be times fans are not on side and you've got to be able to move with it. Why ain't Van der Beek starting? Before I answer this, I'll let you answer this question because someone asked something. What's going on for Van der Beek, man? I thought he was going to be one of the signings of the personally.
Apparently, he's getting up to the speed of the game. You know what I mean? Apparently, it needs time to. That absolutely, for me, it's a despicable excuse, mate. It really is. Because when you look at it, you're thinking, like, he's played for national team every time he's not been playing for Man United. He's scoring goals for national team, and when he's come on, he's looked very, very bright. You know what I mean? For me, like, you know what? I'm putting it out there, mate. If he doesn't have a successful season, and Barcelona come lurking around, mate, Juventus, I don't see why he wouldn't leave. I really wouldn't, man, because he's seen the atmosphere, unless Bob believes as well, by the way. But when you look at it, you see the likes of Bruno in the number 10 position. He will not leave. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is his saviour. It's a clear favourite. Bruno will have to play. It's almost given fact. Then you've got two positions. Donny van der Beek, can he play at number 8? He can for me, but is it a kind of a natural thing for Ole? Another manager, top-class manager, would find a way. But Ole's looking at almost thinking, right, I need 2 DMs, I need 2 there, man. I need 2 holding. He's not thinking about sometimes at home you can play with just 1 holding midfielder.
Because you're going to be him and that,
There you go then. But that's why, for me, Donny van der Beek, people are saying he might play in the December period when we're having games thick and fast. But apart from that, I think Bruno is always starting over Donny, and it's sad because you know why? Donny van der Beek has so much qualities, mate. He really, really has, man. And
he had the one day chance against us. Well, not necessarily his chance, but that one where it hit a couple man and then hit the post.
Yeah, and he's a number 10, man, because he plays that for Holland. He played that for Ajax, you know what I mean? That kind of role where he'd get in the box, you know what I mean? And be that person to be there when, you know what I mean, needed a goal, edge of the box goal, you know what I mean? He's there, but it's like, again, the manager just doesn't seem to fancy him right now. He really doesn't. He has a favoritism of 2 defensive midfielders right now because they can protect the back 4. And then you can have a one person's only there. And it's like, you're not going to see him on the right wing, are you? Is he going to play now in the diamond anymore? That diamond would help him because then at least he's got 2 positions to play out from. He can play out from Pogba's position, you know what I mean? You can play in another position that can be vacated somewhere, you know, but you can't now. You cannot do that. And for me, when you look at it there, you're thinking, right then, is he a bench player at 40 million? He's good enough? He's way good to be a bench player for me. He's a starter for most clubs in Europe.
Yeah. He's a top player. He's there to cause problems. And when I look at it, I thought Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno 6 months before Pogba there. It's good problem.
Man.
Like, someone doesn't turn up, the other man's playing, and that's going to put the fire in your belly. So you start.
Yeah.
So see bare question marks over your midfield. That should be a one area that you lot don't have an issue in, really. You know, midfield and up front shouldn't be lots of problems. It should just be defending. It just seems like you've got one big problem, but 3 problems within one with, you know, attack, midfield, and defense.
This is it, man. And you know what, man? There's no balance there, man. You know what I mean? There's absolutely no balance at all. And that's the worrying thing about it, man. You know, when you don't have the balance in there, it's very, very sad, man. It really, really. And then you're going to have a dysfunction team, man. And that, you see it right now, man. Arsenal Football Club have not won in 14 years at Old Trafford. Not won against the top 6 in 5 years. And they're all the ingredients for Man United just to keep pushing on. And we don't do it, you know what I mean? I think Arsenal should have won last season, to be honest with you. When you had a 2-2.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You should have won last season. And I think the year before that, what was the result? I'm not too sure what the result was. Someone remind me the result. But, you know, the 2-2 one should have won that game. And maybe that was the reckoning for Ole. Maybe.
Has he even had it? Has he had good games for you? Has he had games where you feel like, yo, he's done his job sort of thing? Or like he's actually shown me a tactical masterclass? Because he has.
Well, it's not in brief moments. You know what I mean? And I feel like them brief moments there are for me. Yeah, like aside of a top manager, you know what I mean. You have to do it consistently. Arteta, I understand. Yeah, people are saying, "Oh, you know what? He's you know what I mean." Sometimes he can be a bit negative, but what he's doing is trying to build a core. So start off with a solid defense, then move on there. You know what I mean? Bit by bit. You know, he's only been there 6 months, man. You got to give him time, man. And as much as we give him banter about, you know, Tony Pulis, Spanish Tony Pulis and whatnot, you know what I mean? But still, you can see something going on there. With Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you just can't see a kind of an end goal.
To get behind.
Well, someone said to me, is he ever going to win a title at Old Trafford? So why are we persisting with him then? That should be the goal, Man United to achieve a title. If you're not thinking that head, yeah, if you're not thinking like that, then what's the point of us playing? What's the point of us watching football? We're not here just to watch 3 points FC. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the teams at lower divisions, but they come in for the fan experience. They come in, they want a team to get wins, but they never sometimes expect a team to win trophies or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's always like a foreseeable goal. This Man United should be a short-term vision where you're thinking, right, in about 2 or 3 years, right, let's aim to win a trophy. But Ollie doesn't see himself. I don't think Ollie and a team believe in that. There's no belief in the whole system, the whole structure of the football club, that we can win trophies. That this manager can win trophies. You know?
It's sad. That's sad, bro. What gone for your defense, though? A lot of people are saying Axel should have played and whatnot. I think he should have played. He pocketed Alexis one time a few years ago. Well,
I'm not too sure the defense is even a problem, to be honest with you. I really don't, because I feel like they're solid, man. As much as I used to not really rate Shaw, and I still don't rate him going forward, but he's defensively, he's solid. Wan-Bissaka defensively solid. The back two have been comfortable so far. Chelsea, Leipzig, clean sheets. They've been very, very comfortable. The defense has not been a problem, but what has been the problem is going forward has been toothless. Absolutely toothless, mate. You know what I mean? There's no ideas. You know what I mean? There's no one risk-taking. There's no one getting the game by the scruff of the neck and thinking, right, I'm going to make something out of something. You know what I mean? You've not done that. And I think for me, that will be the problem right now. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know what I mean? As much as, attack wins your games and defense wins your titles, but you've got to be starting something and thinking, right, let's be a team where we're playing expansive football. It's as almost as if he has a cycle of winning a few games. It's all pretty. But then he goes back to square one. He's done that 3 times in his era.
When he's jumped on the line.
Well, there you go. It turns into bloody, you know what I mean, prime Mourinho, mate. You know what I mean? Like winning game after game. And I'm thinking, bloody hell, man. The game against Everton, though, will be a key one because it's a 12:30 kickoff. It's an early kickoff. You know what I mean? Everton will be scratching their heels to win this game because they've lost 2 on the bouts. You know what I mean? They will be itching at this game. We've not got a good record at Everton. So maybe I reckon this game will be the ceiling for Ollie. I really do. I think if he loses this game, he'll be sacked. I really do, man.
In that car, you sound. It's not. I know you don't want your team to lose or anything. You sound quite
no.
Everton, man, because it's like you want to go there, you don't have hope, but the way we're playing, and it could be peak.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm fearing the worst because I don't know what Man United I'm gonna get though. That's the thing, though, man. Like, if I had confidence in the players, maybe the fact that Martial might be returning, I'm really confident. But I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what, man? I just don't believe we're gonna get the right balance midfield. You know what I mean? Midfield balance isn't going to be right. Is this going to be right? You know what I mean? You don't know what you're getting, and that's for me the worrying thing about it. I don't know what I'm getting before the game, and it's an early kickoff. Them early kickoffs are very, very tough, man. We scraped a pass against Brighton, where we should have lost the game, and against Everton, you know what I mean? This will be a game where it's a big, big test. And can Man United win the first game of the weekend and go for it and say, you know what, boom. Because Southampton are playing, I think, on Friday night, and they might go above us. They might push a gap. Then we've got Everton, West Brom at home, then Southampton away. It's a tough. And then we've got Man City coming up. All these teams that are coming up. It's very, very good, man.
Not now.
You know, so it's for me, like, you can be Ollie in, and I respect the people, their opinion. You can be Ollie in, and I respect you. But you have to see some kind of goals. You have to be ambitious. As a fan, aspirations, man. You need to know where you're going, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to achieve. You know what I mean? You want trophies.
Yeah. You know
what I mean? What am I being a manager? Football is a reactionary game because I feel like you have 4 positions, couple of trophies. If you do not get them, as a manager, you should be looked at the end of the season and feel, right, have you failed or achieved the season? Let's be real. Have you failed or achieved the season? If you failed, You leave with any job in the world. When you go to a job and I don't know what you're doing, you know what I mean? And then the manager tells you, right, I need this off you this month. These targets I'm setting for you. You don't set the targets. You don't achieve them. You're not good enough for your job.
Yeah,
Same with Ole. For
you
me,
got
if he doesn't win a trophy this season, for me, he has to go. But he could be gone by before then. I reckon he'll be gone before then. I really do. I think it's a time is running out for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It really is, man. It really, really is, man. It's only for me. It's a matter of time.
It's a matter of time for me. It's because it's looking like I from what I see as an outsider looking in, the board want to back their man. They they're not trying to listen to the fans, but it's becoming more and more unbearable. Fans are getting restless, and for me, I feel it as an Arsenal fan. Like United, you have won more than us, but it's a thing where you just want something to believe in week out. You just want to see light at the end of the tunnel, or not even light. You just want to know that you can at least follow this leader through the tunnel, and whatever happens. And you don't get that with Oli. This question's been there for a minute, bro. So let me stop violating. Ezwa, forgive me, but you said, Saeed, a question for you. Pogba was a flop. Was Pogba more of a flop than Alexis Sanchez?
Nah, I think that's you know what I mean. Sanchez was, for me, the biggest flop I've seen in a long while, mate. Really, I was excited, man. When Sanchez came through the door, I thought I was excited, man. I think he had one good game, mate. And I remember I was at the game, Huddersfield at home, where he was very, very lively. He looked like he was fighting for every cause. Maybe the game against Arsenal, against you lot, you know, when we won 3-1, I think when Jesse Lingard did the dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's about it, man. I can remember a handful of games, but nah, sorry, mate. Sanchez was the biggest flop in a long time, mate. Long time.
And we've got another question directly at you, you know, you being a United fan. Do you think Man United would be better with Smalling, Herrera and Lukaku? If yes, what was the point of letting them go? 2 of them 3 names have been in decent form as well.
Boy, you know what? That's a good question, man. You know what I mean? And you know what? Hindsight's a wonderful thing, man. I feel like hindsight's a wonderful thing because we're doing so badly now. If we were doing so well, you know, we would be thinking, right, it was right to move on. I think, for me, it's one of them cases where we're doing badly at the minute, and it really does look like that. You know what I'm saying? My bad. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. It's for me. It's a kind of one. Not really, man. Because Smalling for 10 years he had a chance. Herrera was a good player, but to the next level, not for me. And Lukaku was one of them where, if you watch him live, when you watch him live, mate, it made him look so bad, mate. It was very, very bad. When you watch him on TV, when you see the chances, the few chances that you see, when he looked out of position, the touches he had, awful, mate. You've only got to watch him live to see how bad he was as an all-round player. Goals, unbelievable, but as an all-round player, not good enough.
Facts. It just didn't appear that the whole United and him thing, it weren't a match in heaven. It's just he needed a new environment. United needed different options. I felt Herrera was all right for you lot, but if I remember rightly, he was asking for a madness in terms of wages.
Yeah, 300k.
Exactly. Smalling is a bit like Mkhitaryan. Is that, you know, at the time they just weren't levels. You know, you get some of these players, sometimes they do that, or you get players like El Nene, who I didn't think El Nene was a bad player, but if we're honest, at a period, he's one of them that you're throwing in that needs to be moved on. He plays well, you eat a bit of humble pie. If he drops off this, we look differently. But big up El Nene, man. But you sound vexed about the fact of having to play Everton. What you made of Everton anyways, moving away from United? Because, you know, they've 2 losses on the spin. If you listen to football fans, you know, Spurs are winning the league. Everton are getting top 4 and winning the league. And no, but like you said, no one's looked convincing. So what going for Everton with you, man?
Well, Everton, I feel like, you know, for me, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that's an excuse for them. But they have missed Richarlison, mate. Richarlison is the glue for their team, but he's the one that does all the dirty work for Calvert-Lewin. He's the one that glues the team together. You know what I mean? He's the one that gives that kind of bite, you know what I mean? As much as he doesn't get, you know what I mean, the goals he needs, and he's always a bit inconsistent, but he gives you that kind of feeling that the hustle and harrying you. It's an extra, like they needed that. And I feel like that loss was a big loss for them. You know what I mean? And I feel like the game against Liverpool showed it. Look how good they were against Liverpool. And then, you know what I mean? I think they go away to, who did they go away? Southampton lost. Newcastle lost. You know what I mean? And I feel like, but he will be injured, by the way. He won't be playing for our game. So it's going to be a big plus for Man United. But yeah, man, that's been a big disadvantage for. But I believe there will be. I don't think they'll be challenging for the league, but I think they'll be top 6. I reckon they'll be about top 6. I think that they've got enough quality to be a good team, and they got a top class manager. Really do.
Yeah, big up Carlo Ancelotti. I mean, he's a legend in the game. What are you saying for Leicester? Because Leicester again have made a fast start. Leicester. If you're a Chelsea fan and a United fan, last season you're happy about what happened to Leicester.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll maintain this form? Because we've been down this road with them.
I feel like yesterday they gave Bielsa a masterclass, mate. You know what I mean? They gave Bielsa, they gave him a schooling, man. You know what I mean? But everyone's going about thinking Bielsa, but Brendan Rodgers got his tactics spot on, man. You know what I mean? But they're a bit of a yo-yo team as well, man. They do well away from home, but they've done bad at home, man. So they do. They're good away, but at home they do badly, man. So yeah, I think they'll be. You know what the number is for them is they have Europa League, and which will they basically take priority of. If they take priority of Europa League, then Premier League form will absolutely go downhill. But if they got the right balance, though, they seem to got a good team. They got a big squad, so I don't see why they can't go far in the Premier League. Maybe go top 7, 8. You know what I mean? Top 7. They just gotta show how good the league is, man. Like Wolves are in there. You know what I mean? Tottenham are in there now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of teams in there, man. Why people say to me, why are you reactionary? Because there's too many good teams now. Man United will fall behind if you don't act right now and you don't try and put things right.
And that's ain't that the truth? As an Arsenal fan, I've seen that. I can't lie. This guy's been on to you. Not him. This guy's been on to you about this. He's been commenting.
Yeah. I apologize for that, man. I apologize for that. Partey's better than Fred, so let's finish on that one.
But
I'm not even talking about that again. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. I think people they don't understand you're playing around. Like you can have banter, but
yeah, of course, man. I was having banter, man, and I was saying at that time, I said I'd rather have Fred in my team on form. In the combined 11, I said on form, Fred has been class, but then upstep Partey. Listen, Partey masterclass, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy was good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he is a baller, man. If he was in our team, mate, the amount of balance he would give us, man. Oh my god, man, unbelievable.
That's one thing. It's like when I've looked at Man United signings, some have been name brands, some have been good players, but it's like I don't see how they're like meant to all like. It's like if you make a meal, you will have the meal. The ingredients are part of a meal. It's like they don't all complement each other. It's a bunch of individuals.
That's it, man, and that's the story of Man United for so many years, man. You know what I mean? Trying to bring like the Galactical football, Galactical players into a team where it's incoherent as it is, man. You feel me? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I want Poch, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, like, You know what I'm saying? Good name there, man. You know what I'm saying?
You think, so end this, man. How do you think you're gonna get Poch? Like, who's one? Do you think you're gonna get Poch, and two, if not, or just in general, who's your candidates to take over when this Oli thing does end?
Nah, I think Pochettino will take over soon. I think I mean the unveiling was there yesterday, mate. The unveiling happened yesterday, mate. He announced his unveiling. He has wanted to be a Man United manager, mate. He put his ideas out there. He put how he plays. He eulogized. He wants to be back in football. You know what I mean? Time for Man United to press the plug and get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of the football club. No disrespect, yeah. For me, he won't get another job after this, by the way. He really won't get. Listen, mate, he would never get a Premier League job, mate. I'm telling you that. And for me, I'll be fearful of him if he got another Premier League job, because that will show his limitations even more, mate. You feel me? It'll show his limitations even more. But yeah, man, like
you're not saying that to him is a true thing.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? For me, he'd rather go back to like Europe, and then nobody can watch his football. You feel me? But yeah, man. Like for me, Pochettino, get the manager in. He's got a good philosophy. People say he hasn't won anything, but did you see the net spend he's done in Tottenham over the years? 70 million net spend. Imagine what you could do. Imagine if he's done that at Tottenham. Imagine what you could do at Man United with the funds. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be given funds. Mark my words, even if they gave this guy 150 million to spend, that is a lot of money for Pochettino, and he'll spend it wisely, because you know why? He'll know value of the market and say, listen, no, that player, 30 million only. 30 million max.
Like M said, Pochettino was doing his first job stage interview last night. I I think it's a match made in heaven. I think Poch is the man. You know, I do think certain things Poch has done are overstated, but you can't deny his quality. The trophies is a banter thing. You know, he will win trophies. He's a great manager, develops players. I think he'll be great. The problem with Poch is, I think United's first choice, but he seems like he's sitting on his hands or playing coy or saying, United, if you really want me, you have to kind of really tempt me, because it seems like even City, you lot's rivals. What's going on with Pep? He might keep it moving at the end of the season. You're giving United and City. It goes either way, you know.
Yeah.
Heritage, do you go for what they're doing?
Yeah. But you know what, man? A manager doesn't stay and let the PSG job go, the Bayern Munich job go. You know what I mean? A lot of jobs go, past him, mate. A manager doesn't do that, man. A manager does not do that without seeing that, you know what? United's available there, and I will get it in the next 2 years. Let me just relax on my 12 million that I got sacked from. Let me relax on that money. 2 years. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be there for 2 years. And then they'll realize how bad of a manager he is. And then, you know what? I'll come in there with a good squad, and then I'll take over from someone who yes, he did well in terms of taking out the deadwood, but, you know, he laid the foundation there for me. Right, let me take advantage of this now, and let me set my standards here. And for me, I think he'll be a good manager, and I feel like this will be the manager that will take us forward. He'll be the final fit of the era for me, and he'll be the one that's take us for 5 or 10 years. I think he'll be a 5 or 10 years manager, Pochettino.
That's facts. It's a match made in heaven. Bilal's asked, United should. Well, he's not asked it, but I'm just going to ask you it. Would you consider Brendan Rodgers? Let's just say Poch is not a thing for whatever reason. Irrelevant.
I would. To be fair, like, it sounds crazy, but I wouldn't mind him because I know what he's about and I could see something in him. But it wouldn't be my option though. He would be like maybe 5th or 6th option, if that. You know what I mean? I think it would be Poch, then Allegri, then Ten Hag. No, sorry. Poch, Allegri, Nagelsmann, Ten Hag, then go down like that.
Why is to end this? Let me ask you this, because I've got a question on my own. Why Poch over them guys then? Because I'll see Allegri for me.
Proven, innit? Probably proven.
Huh? Yeah, but Allegri.
Proven.
I know the Premier League. Allegri's that. When you said Allegri, I was like, oh, like I forgot Arsenal had Arteta for a second. I was like, hey, got to chat.
I think it's Allegri because he's a winner. You know, he's a winner, and I feel like they would either choose a kind of a project in Pochettino, or they would choose Allegri, and I feel like it would be a split between them two. You know, I don't think Nagelsmann will go because I still feel like he's eyeing like a Bayern move or something like that. You know what I mean?
Dortmund.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I still think, you know what I mean, Man United will go for Poch first because of the vision and the fact that he's probably proven. But yeah, I think they'll go for Pochettino, I reckon, 100%.
Do you think football? You see how football's going this way? Like, obviously, Arteta wasn't in a row, and I know people throw Oli into that. But do you think United fans have to consider that you might not necessarily go for like a household name or an established manager, and more of these, you know, these sort of Artetas, to a degree Lampard? I know he was at Derby, sort of
second degree managers. I call them second degree managers.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your first degrees in you know what I mean, in Poch, Pep, you know what I mean, them kind of managers. Then you have your second degree managers in Oli, you know what I mean, Arteta, you know, them kind of managers, Lampard, Gerrard, you know, them understudies basically. And I feel like, yes, we are moving the era like that because it's cheap, you know what I mean? It's not, you don't have to, there's no clause in their contract, you know what I mean? They just come to you, you know what I mean? You don't have to put them in a big wage, you know what I mean? It's a different kettle of fish. And the expectations are, for me, a lot less. And also, you can sack them easily. No, you know what I mean? It's not as if they'll have 1,000 clauses in their contract. It'll be like that, boom.
Jose Mourinho compensation packages.
Nah, they won't be there for these managers, mate. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean?
Someone's getting, honestly, they said Ollie's third degree, fair.
Bro, 5th degree, man.
Yeah.
5th degree. From the 5th, man. Shout out to Dr. Velli.
That's a good one. It's sad that I think a lot of people, in fact, a lot of people that rock with us are for the culture, so they should get that one. But there'll be a couple that
of course.
Their head, man. Obviously, it was nice to chat to you on a down to earth thing, and it's nice for people to get a different side to you, because they just think you're a madman, like they don't know that you know.
People just assume that it's like I'm very reactionary, and you know what I mean. I don't really look at things for what they are. But listen, man, you know what I mean. I've been to so many games, man, and I've seen everything, man. I've seen Boys the Airway was absolutely, you know what I mean, clueless. Van Gaal tried too hard with things, you know what I mean. What's it called? Mourinho stopped the place out, you know what I mean, won it out, and then Ole, who just doesn't seem to do anything. You know, doesn't seem to know anything. That's a key thing about it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, man. I don't call him. I know the PE teacher vibes. You know what I mean? They're all banter, but for me, I call him Ole Gunnar freestyle for a reason because he's a freestyle manager that's still
Mm.
learning on the job. He's a freestyle manager, really is.
For me, it just looks like he just gets it. Do you know the only thing I think he'll be good at is big games, if anything. And even it didn't work yesterday, purely because he looks like he just says every day, week in, week out, we're United, we're United, we're United. There's no actual plan behind being a passion merchant, and that's the saddest thing, bro. Like, it's sad. We got to talk about more generally, oh my guy, man. Before I cut you off.
Sorry?
I was saying we've got to be on this. I got to get you on my show a bit more and talk about.
Come on, man. Come on, yeah, man. 100%, bro. Yeah, man. Anytime, bro. You let me know, man.
Because it's because we've touched on Everton and these clubs briefly, and I've always,
man.
You know, I'm sure you have more to life than just Man United, and you want to talk about.
Nah, come on, yeah, man. Let me know, man. Let's do it. If you want to do it every Tuesdays, let me know. You know what I'm saying? We can sort something out, man.
Yeah, we'll run some Premier League review, something. We'll get something going. We'll talk and get it done, people. But we'll get.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
And let the people know where to find you, though, man.
Yeah, man. Just down there, United Central on YouTube. Go check me out on there, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if there are Man United fans in there, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, all football fans are welcome, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, go find me on there, man. Big up finding me on, bro.
Come on, man. You're always welcome, bro. You're always welcome. We meant to get this pattern for a long time, but I felt with Arsenal and United just playing, we'll get this one done. I apologize, people. We was meant to get this done yesterday or the day before even, but certain things happen. But main thing is it's been done, man. And by God's grace, you know, you keep growing and keep advancing your thing. And like I said, man, we've got to get you on this thing again, man. So yeah,
man,
bro.
come on. Love, bro, love.
Calm, say nothing. Take care of yourself, my guy.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up.
Safe. Everybody hit the like button before you get out of here. And yeah, subscribe to the Mandem, follow the Mandem on all the socials. We're out, man. We're out.
Come on.